What are those things that set you apart? And how can you build those coming after you? How can you empower them to also lead? So really, that's what this year is all about. So it's for us to be intentional in identifying the women in our lives and ensure that we are inspiring them, we are grooming them right, and we are showing them the right path towards leadership. And like I said, leadership is not about position. Leadership is how you are leading yourself and those coming after you. So it's a call to every one of us to think through every aspect of our life and ask ourselves if truly we are living that thing, inspiring leadership. You might think that, oh, I really don't matter. I just joined. I am an intern. Do you understand? But if you look back at where you are coming from, really, you will know that there are people looking up to you. So how are you learning from people that you feel are above you, and how are you translating those things that you are learning in bringing those that are coming after you? For me, that's what this team tells me. How am I inspiring women within my network, within my community? And it's not just something that we do in March because it's International Women's Day. It's something that we have to be intentional about all through the year, all through our lifestyle, all through our lifetime, really. We have to be intentional about grooming women and bringing them up to a place of personal leadership.
So what I would always say is, during the tough times, because there will always be tough times, it's important to always take a step back, to clear your head, to refocus, because people want to think that with women we are all emotional, but we have proved them wrong time and time again, that even though we are emotional, we can own our own and we can do what the men have done, and in most cases do it better, because for women we can do many things at once and succeed at it. For men, we cannot say the same thing. So it's important that when you get to that point, you will get there. You take a step back and relax, refocus. It's also important that you find your happy place. You need to find that happy place, that activity that keeps you safe. It is very, very important, because I know, like 2 or 3 weeks back, with the stress, I was screaming at my children. I just took a step back, went into my room, and I watched a movie. An hour and a half later, I was okay. So you need to find that thing that makes you happy, otherwise you will go crazy. That happy activity, if it's watching a movie, if it's listening to music, just isolate yourself, or if it's even being with friends, that relieves you of the stress. It is important that you're able to find that happy place to keep you sane, and then you go back to whatever it is that you are doing. I'll also say that you need to also ensure that you continue to learn. Find that person that makes you grow. If you are within a circle and you are not learning, you need to leave. It means you are not progressing. You need to always continue to learn. So find a person or a set of people that will continue to help you grow, because you know everything is evolving and you don't know it all. But if you stay with the same set of people and you're not getting anything from it, maybe not entirely leave, but you need to find someone else that will help you grow. And you should never be ashamed to ask questions. You never learn if you never ask. Always ensure that you ask questions. Google is Thank God for Google. You learn a lot from Google. You learn a lot from ChatGPT. But experience-wise, implementation. So you learn those things theoretically, but in a workplace, you need to also be able to implement and execute. So it's also important that you find a person who has been able to achieve some things by implementation or execution, who can also guide you through those processes. Then finally, you're a woman, and it's important that you keep yourself and look good, because nobody wants to associate themselves with a rickety, old, ugly looking person. So you need to always find time for self-care. Take care of yourself, look good. Well, you come and say, look at that classy looking, achieved woman. So you also always find time to take care of yourself, because it's important. As women, those are one of the things that we need to do. To always find time to do that. Thank you.
In addition to what my bosses have said, I think one thing that is very important for me is for us to always support each other. I mean, if you look at our organization where we work, it's dominated by men. My department is dominated by men. In fact, I was crying on Monday. I said, what kind of, I'm hearing all sorts of deep voices around me. Like, what's going on? Why are you guys doing this to me? So I feel it's very, very so I think it's very, very important for us to always support ourselves. Women supporting women is really, really important. I was talking to GS one day, and GS was like, "Yeah, my fellow woman, why are you not helping? You should be helping. You should parent." That's Gemini SHQ MD. And she was like, "You're supposed to be helping me. Leave all these men and help me, help my business, and all that." In relation to a transaction, that it actually resonated with me. That it's actually very important. We need to help ourselves so that we can grow, so that we can, become on top, so that we can be MDs and be directors and all that. We should be on top. That's what I feel like we women should be doing for each other. So that's all I would say in relation to this discussion.
I was raised by my mom and with her sisters. So all I know is the women are the father figure for me. So I see women as the most powerful people. They achieve what they want to achieve. Like, they're always together. They have the soft touch. So even while I was growing up, I didn't understand how to relate with a man figure. Like, see somebody, and then like my cousins, when they with their father, and they're talking about their dad, I'm like, oh, I can't relate. So I've seen women in that state being powerful, taking the charge, doing things without men. You understand? So I've grown like that, knowing that you can achieve what you want to achieve anytime.
I should say my life is a story, but that one is apart. I have a sister, and my mom gave birth to her really late. Like, I'm like 10 years older than her. So I try my best with lessons I've learned in my life, my experiences, and everything I've gone through. I try to make sure that she doesn't follow that path. I give her advice on a daily. Currently, I'm chatting with her. I make sure, like, I watch her steps, her education, and make sure that I'm fully there. I talk to her about school, talk to her about everything she needs to know as a lady, because currently she's 17. So I'm making sure that she's doing well for herself. Currently she's in school, and she's also learning how to make hair. She's just doing everything at the same time. So I'm happy that I'm able to make sure that she doesn't go astray. I'm happy that her friends too, I can talk to them, they listen to me, and they try to, like, inculcate everything I say to them. So yeah, on my own part, I try to do well for myself and my friends and people around me too. And then I make smoothie for the ladies too, so that they can be
Look fresh.
so they can look fresh. So yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be among leading women. So I'm actually excited to be among women who have not just grown in their career, but looking at everybody here personally. I feel like I'm in the right path to starting or continuing my journey and growing while at it.
which is my partner in crime. So just for him
Included.
I know too many women. No, let me sit over there. Thank you. You just finish facilitating the fact that we're all black women and we're also like pushing forward to getting there is just amazing. It is amazing. I'll put emphasis on amazing because it's not easy being a woman. It's not easy being black. It's not easy being. In fact, it's not easy being anything woman. Inkem said, we have hormones, we have to battle, we have sorry. We have hormones, we have to battle, we have everything we have to battle for, and we are still like pushing, we're still like getting there, we're still like doing what we have to do. And we are being tried to put as men. Like you said. It's amazing.
You hear that?
It's just amazing. It is. We were just like, I'm just here.
I was actually going to talk to someone, say something about that. Let me
You cannot disagree because it's true.
no, honest. Women are better managers. Women are more efficient. They, of course, men. We're just one way. Women can do 5 things at the same time. So you just mentioned someone who is a mother, she's a wife, she's a corporate, she's a leader. You know, leading thousands of people are corporate complex and everything. Yeah. So you see someone like that, you're still being great extent. You're like, oh wow. If she was a man.
The whole world will know they're managing it.
Yes. Interesting. So I mean, women have a way of holding things together, and I can be very detailed as to this stuff, but I've seen women, no matter how well I think I've crafted things, when I hand it to women, like, and when they look at things, I'm looking at the outcome. They are thinking of what the outcome will even translate into later. Do you understand? So it makes me wonder why people think that men are stronger. They say men are weaker. So I don't understand where that's coming from.
It's interesting for me because I've worked with women as bosses before and they weren't pleasurable experiences. So for my next role, I was intentional about working with a man. And that's just me being very honest. But I think what I've found is in the course of working with said man, I've met women that are intentional about being leaders. They're intentional about seeing it through for the next generation of women. And they're also intentional about looking ahead in terms of ensuring that the system is suffocated with women. So I think for me in my own space, what I've tried to do is have a tribe. Again, the sector that we're in is very high energy, high performing. There's a lot of demands. I'm not sure when the day starts or when it actually ends as far as work is concerned. Yeah, so being in that environment, it's been, and having the experience that I've had in terms of working with women in the past, I think I've been intentional about creating safe spaces for the people that I work with primarily to access me or engage with me.
You know that you fight with your brother and your sister from the same stomach with your mom. Then one random individual, I don't know how they raised him. You want to think that you will have fights. It's not possible now. You're lying to yourself. True. Think about it. There are some things you change. Me, I'm still changing. And I've been married 26 years and I've been for 29 years. Wow. I'm still changing. I know he changed. He changed so much. He had to change because he's much older than me. So when he met me, there so many times like I beg. So he had to change. So we will change. But if we say that we're going to not fight, you compromise. You have to compromise. The thing is that you just keep telling yourself, it's like this. No, it's like that now. It has to be like this. So sometimes it be like this, like that. But to be like this all the time, it's not possible. But shouldn't also be like this.
Yes.
Never. That means somebody has killed themselves with the other person. So you just decide what it is. There are some things that you cannot compromise. You know? So you tell you, that's why it's back to know yourself, the one that you can't compromise on. Some people say it's their faith. So like me, I'm a Catholic child, my parents are Catholics. I knew I was going to marry Catholic. You understand? So for me, you're not Catholic, you'll never have that conversation. You want to change, you have the conversation. So luckily for me, and I already knew that, I didn't, because you know, it's already tough. Like I said, having those, my older cousins, and watching them. So marriage is already tough. You now start bringing faith, learning the language. Except if the person doesn't matter, those things don't matter, then it's fine. But you know, there's some people that you enter inside, the in-laws will be wondering why can't she, does she not love you enough to learn the language? That becomes another problem. And it means she has not learned how to do starch. These are the things that happen. And
So
you
true.
know, I'm not, these are things that are actually very relevant. But the man is not his own man, so you have problem. I met my in-laws 2 nights before my wine carrying, any of them. That's how strong character my husband was. Like, it's not their decision. Yeah. But how many men can do that?
Some will take you to their mom first. Once their mom
To evaluate.
When the mom says no, that's it. That's it.
Well, you have your own mom.
Been
I want
dating
your
for
mom to
6
love your
years.
husband. Yeah?
It's okay. Your mom
I
says
love
no,
my
that's
in-laws.
super.
I have the best in-laws ever. Best in-laws. In fact, my mother always says, if there's ever any problem in that house, she always points it, it's you. In fact, you, this boy, that your head is strong. And my husband will be like, this man is strong, right? All that cloth will go for that one. But I mean, I look at her like I look at my mom. I don't even buy my mom half of what I buy for my mother-in-law.
I like to ask a question.
Yes, please.
So all boils down to this, since we are all talking relationship and all.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So how would you speak to young ladies like us who, you know, at certain point there are phases in life. So it gets to a phase of your life and then there's this pressure about marriage. How do you advise these young ladies not to make their decisions based off on the pressure that they are feeling? Because you need to, first of all, be sure you are ready for it, for you to even now know, okay, who is this person I want to spend the rest of my life with. So, but then there is pressure from both your parents, you know, even people that don't know you. They're like, big girl, fine girl, that kind of thing.
If you're looking for 5 years, what are you calling us? Don't mind them, look for don't mind them.
So how do you advise us to be, you know, strong-willed and
close your ears to them. It's not a big deal. You know the thing is that our own is different. We start life as somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, then you're not somebody's wife, then somebody's mother. No identity. It's true. So you yourself must craft and do your own identity. Like me, even though I've known my husband from second day, he chased me from second day to finally I started dating him. I was so clear that I kept on telling him because he's much older, he was really doing very well, he really had money and all. But I was so clear. I said, I can't marry you until I can take care of myself very well, 100%. So he waited, I got my job. When I got the job, okay, so you have a good job now, they're paying very well. I said, I'm not yet ready. You know, and every time my mom will come and say, this man that is just coming with these beds to this house. So I wasn't ready until I was ready, and I said, okay, so now I'm ready. Because you know what it is that, you know how when you're dating somebody, you have quarrel. I'm going to my house. No, just drop me here and all that. You're always running back. You know, you have to tell yourself in your mind that there's no back. This quarrel will not be a constant feature. So you have to actually talk to yourself that, are you ready for that? Because it's forever. It's a vow. Nobody should force you. I know something. When you meet the guy, you will know. Because you want him to go. And he himself will know because he won't want you to go. Yeah? So you know. But don't let them pressure you until you're ready. It's not... You're the one that's going to suffer it. Don't mind them. All this one they're doing, taking picture, every time, all those people on Instagram. No, it's fake life. For them, they've covered the black eyes with foundation. It's fake. Don't let them. Just find the person that will make your soul happy. That will give you peace when you enter the house. A lot of men that sleep outside are unhappy at home. You know that, right? They're drinking outside there because they want to just crawl back when she's asleep. Because woman is troublesome, vice versa. Woman that will find job that will carry her back down. She doesn't want to be in the house. Until finally there's a real reason to break the marriage. So don't listen to them. Your parents can say, well, what do you want? For me to be happy? Or for me to just be married and miserable? There's no way you tell your mother that. So just take your time. There's no right age to marry. I remember when my cousin married. My cousin married at 26. And then when she married for 30-something years. She married late. She was like, yes, then. This is like, 89, 90. She married 88 or so. So married at 26 years there. They were like, this girl, that's bro, when you allow them have money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just laughing now because if you're 26 and you're married now, you try. Yeah. So, but the right age is the right time when two of you have agreed. Yeah. So please don't let them send them to me. I know how to talk to them. Calm down.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
It's been an engaging evening. We wish we could continue. But some people are already.
You know those of us.
So, what I actually want to say, just to be sure that we have takeaways, is just for each and every one of us to just say one thing you are taking away from this session, and then we'll end by saying Happy International Women's Day. So, for me, what I'm taking away from this session is really to be intentional about developing women, building a community of women that you build up, really, because I'm a product. Yes, I am, really. When I think about it, it gets me emotional. And from what I started doing, so I'm a certified life coach and a therapist. Initially, I used to do coaching and everything for everyone, both male and female. But just this conversation already. So when I went out, I was just thinking about it. Why don't you just start something specific? Because part of my coaching, I have coaching, mentorship, and accountability. And I'm just thinking, maybe just start something specifically for women, really. And that's my takeaway, and it's something I'm going to action before the end of this year. So that's my takeaway, really.
I think there are a lot of takeaways, but I think for me, the core would be finding your identity and sticking with it. The people that would come along and be positives would, and the people that would come along and not find you interesting will fall off and make space for people that would find you interesting. So regardless, you'll be fine.
Key lesson today or tonight is getting up the mindset of work-life balance and everything, like she said. Right now, what I'll just work towards doing is being effective both in my work and in my personal life, instead of having that idea that there's something like work-life balance. So that's it for me.
First, I've learned that I always know about finding your happy place, but I think now I know that yes, you have to really find out, because even in a day you might just wake up and then the next person next to you might just stress you, like not intentional. The person might not know intentionally that you're stressing, but just find a happy place and then don't think deep about what anybody says to you. Just move on, let it go. And then I also still believe in helping each other, so I always want to know that yes, there's somebody that is learning from me and that I'm a light to somebody.
I learned two things tonight. One is, like you said, what's the worst that can happen? Like that thing sank because I'm always afraid to take some risk. I'll be like, if I do this, what? So yeah, what's the worst that could actually happen? And I should stop. Like someone will shout at me, I'll be like, this person hates me, this person does that. I'll be like, no, I'm not too special. I'm not that special for you to have me in your heart like that. So I'll be like, okay, maybe you're having a very bad day and you need to like pour it out on somebody, and I move on. I'm not going to take your stuff to heart. I'm not going to like be bitter about what you say. I'm just going to move on. The next day I'm going to greet you. Yes. If you don't answer me, you're still in a bad place. The next day I'm going to talk to you. So yes, what's the worst that can happen? One, and not to take people too seriously. It's hormonal. It happens. We'll move on.
For me, I'll just speak on 3 things. I actually learned a lot of things, but I'll talk on 3 things. The first one is, like you mentioned, you find yourself, that thing that makes you happy, makes you fulfilled. Find it, and then it leads you to carving your own identity. So once you know who you are, you're able to carve your own identity. You're not jollof rice. Everybody cannot like you and be bullish. And then the last thing would be what Muiwa centered on is being around the right circle of people. Yes, make friends with people you can gain from. And also don't forget the young people, because you can still gain something. Also carve the way you build your social life and your environment. So yes, that's like the 3 key things that I took out of this gathering. Thank you, everyone.
I also learned a lot, and I'm so glad I asked so many questions. You guys just helped me really. But one thing I picked out the most was improve on yourself. Choose yourself first. Before you can please anybody, you have to first please yourself. You have to first put yourself first. You have to first develop yourself before you can even think of helping any other person, inspiring any other person. That's the most important thing I picked there. Thank you, everybody.
Won't you ask me one time? Not to jump me. I learned from her about the world of narcissism. No, I'm serious.
The question, yes.
Yeah, no, so that's why I asked the question. In my own world, those kind of people don't exist. I can't see them. Because they always know those their words. So I learned. I learned that, and the fact that, that's still there. So I might not have called it that word that you called it, but it's another thing I'll write in my book so that I warn my daughter against.
Very important. For me, is building the network. It's important that we build the network, the support system that can drop our names in places that can help us grow. I think the other thing is to continue to improve on ourselves and support each other, because women are our own worst enemies, and it's important that we continue to help each other and pull each other up.
Thank you.
You care to know what I've learned today? I've learned so much. But I think one thing I'm taking out is the fact that just be. I think for a very long time, and with my growing up as well, I think that also had some impact on the way my perspective towards life and how I deal with people. I tend to be pleasing people a lot for a very long time, till I realized that. Sorry, I was almost doing a French word. So till I got to the point like, just be, because you end up pleasing people. You're not your friends. You just drain you, and then there will be nothing left for you. You are no longer you. So that's so if there any fruit sticks, you are not your friends. So it's extremely important. So please, you may not like me. I will try not to care, but I will be very conscious of what will make us grow together. If you will be able to grow with what I'm doing, great. If I'm able to grow, impact my work, I care less whatever you do. There's something that Noso says, and I'm not sure if you pay attention to it. We want you to just be yourself, be expressive, Be who you are. Nobody wants to condition you to be something else.
Awesome. We have our Aburo here.
Yeah, right.
Aburo.
That's what you called him. Uche, what would you say I mean, this is an inclusive, we are being included
exactly.
now.
It was interesting listening to everyone. I think we learn every day, okay, and maybe understanding that jollof rice thing that we really say that, yeah, she said every time. I think it's more of having an open mind, right, and you unlearn and you relearn. So no matter how much I think I know, when I get in this kind of gatherings, I'm listening to how people think, their mindset, their insights into life. And for me, I think life is short. Life is really short, and you're winning for yourself first before for anybody else. So then I think family is important, and as she said, family is more people that you care about and care about you, not necessarily people that are family by blood. So if you have that and you have some money that you can use to enjoy, then just live life to the fullest. Yeah, that's it.